Right, here comes all the soldiers here. Now they're going down to the battle here. As you can well tell, certainly there's a bit some French as well. Various countries here represented. We're in a rather playful manner, of course, because I expect most of them live here anyway. Although I did speak to some young French girls that were visiting from France. There we are. They're all going down for this battle in Tewkesbury once a year. Rather unique event here. They're all coming down here. Well, as you can well tell, it's all a hive of activity here, all going on here. Got the essential supplies here going round as well, all the standard stalls here, the period standard stalls. Reenacting the Battle of 1471.
And gunning Lancaster. That's not paying your royalties. All those abandoned artillery pieces. They followed roughly the same route across country. Should make up for the fact there's 1,000 less Yorkists, so the storybook sellers, than there are history book sellers, than there are Lancastrians.
Suddenly at the end of the field. The farmer's just doing his farm. Do you reckon he's just... He has got a trailer. Is he going to climb on top? That seems bigger than it.
So you can see the large artillery piece being brought onto the field to your right now. This is clearly one of the very heavy ones that's been left behind by the fleeing Lancastrian army. This may well be the piece that is going to be firing our memorial shots. So, in no particular order, and I don't know all of the names, but this is for Richard, and for Brian, for Nigel.
That is awful. God, stop me drinking it.
Stop him now.
Ciao. You can stop.
So as with real battles, slight pause here. Imagine how hot it is for those poor troops mustering in the heat, knowing that at the end of the day it's either death or glory, but certainly a whole world of pain.
We're from Manchester, we don't get like 2 months on This is like
Back to fire, imminently.
out to the people as well.
Have a care. There's memorial shot, 1 more to go.
Cannon fire here. Reloading. Memorial shot goes lost. Battle commences.
Yeah.
Have a care.
There we go.
Second memorial shot, and I can announce that I believe the archers will now be taking the fields. There we go, so we have
There they
the
go.
Lancastrian archers coming across.
Battle commences.
They're going quite close for us. I don't think they quite realise.
Tactically, and they can rain hell from above. Or indeed merely a light shower. You look to your right now, you will notice there's a bit of shininess coming on the fields. A bit more shininess. There's some banners over on the right hand side as I'm standing. Oh look! One of the Lancastrian scouts come galloping across the field there. Obviously has intelligence to take back to Margaret's camp.
See the future left wing of the Lancastrian army, led by the Earl of Devon, standing in front of his men with his sulphur-coloured blue at his helmet and his family arms, emblazoned yellow and blue upon his surcoat. A drawn sword leading on his brave men from the West Country. And the Earl of Devon's division will pass in front of you.
Oh, yeah, in the background. Wow. He can't see through his armour.
York is nonsense here. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Duke of Somerset!
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the truly dangerous men in English history. Brave, dashing, aristocratic, splendid. He's a man to watch in the battle to come, the commander of the right wing of the Lancastrian army. This is the man who has tempted
Lancastrians?
Queen Margaret into making a fight in the first place.
You can sit in the shade for a little bit, I'll let you know what we're getting. You can smell it.
1, 2, 1, 2. I think we're in.
We're all good.
Okay, and on the near side of the Lancastrian army is the Duke of Somerset's brigade. In the centre is the Queen herself with her son, the Prince of Wales. And the guy in charge of their centre is Lord Wenlock, a grizzled veteran whom they're watching closely because he's already changed sides at least once. And so nobody on the Lancastrian side quite trusts him, especially the Duke of Somerset, who has a grudge against him. So these two men hate each other, but here they are, one looking after the centre of an army, while the other looks after the right wing. And as Kat said, you can see the army of Edward IV, the army of York, coming on the right-hand side. It's their right wing, which is visible here to the right, led by Lord Hastings, the kind of man I rather like in history. Utterly sensible, utterly stable, utterly dependable, rather dull. Rather like the Earl of Devon, really, whom he's about to be fighting on the other side. But I like these unpretentious, nice, regular guys. And here is the division of Lord Hastings formed up on the right. And now the centre of the Yorkist army is forming. And King Edward himself is going to be marshalling his troops. Those of you with keen eyes on the right can see the royal standard of England flapping in the breeze there with the lilies of France and the lions of England. With him, with Edward, is his younger brother, the Duke of Clarence, who's somebody else who's already changed sides a couple of times. Rather like Lord Wenlock, they're keeping him at the centre to keep an eye upon the Duke of Clarence. And now the final part of the Yorkist army is coming into view on the right-hand side, and it's led by a teenage boy, a youth near the end of his teens called Richard, Duke of Gloucester, who is the youngest brother of King Edward. He is going to grow up to become one of history's most controversial kings.
So he's one to keep an eye on today. What you can't see is over behind us there is actually a deputation of maybe 200 men, mounted men, who are hidden in amongst the trees. Now we can't recreate this, but on the day that's what happened. And they will, as I say, be a pivotal part of this battle. we can say that we have definitely we've reached an impasse and blows are going to be exchanged.
The parley has failed. Battle proper is about to be joined. And I reassure those of you seated at different points along the perimeter of the field that in the course of the next hour the battle will move back and forth in front of you. So at some point all of you will be able to get a good view of vital part of the action.
Shields called pervises, they're twofold purpose. They are for balancing your gun on to get a better aim and to hide behind. Wouldn't do you a great deal of good against a lower flying lead, but it might afford you some protection against arrows.
We're lucky the wind is blowing the powder stream across the field. Anybody who engages in historical reenactment knows one of the most important but least talked about effects of gunpowder and gunpowder smoke, and that is they are a powerful laxative. So if they get into your mouth, and they often do, you're in trouble later.
And you find the gunners that, try as they might, they always get a little touch of black powder into their mouth. Now, black powder is made of saltpetre, charcoal and sulphur. It tastes slightly salty, ask me how I know. That sounded worse than I meant it to. And it's very laxative. Never ever go into a 40 with a gunner, that's all I'm going to say.
The Earl of Devon first, and then the Prince of Wales and Lord Wenlock in the centre, while Somerset's division is standing still. I warned you that the Duke of Somerset, whose direct descendants, the Dukes of Beaufort, still own a lot of Gloucestershire, was a maverick. Come on, Somerset, get moving. And he is, striding forward in his virile way at the head of his men with his blue and white plumes to attack the Yorkers single-handed and try and break their wing and win the glory. If this happens, then Somerset is the man who has changed the history of England. If it doesn't, he's weakened his own army seriously.
You would anticipate this telegraph down the line by means of trumpets, drums, what he's doing, so you should expect some backup.
Yep, the man who's got to face him is teenage Richard of Gloucester, who's about to stand his first great test as a soldier. And battle is joined. Those of you suffering from 32-degree heat watching this can only imagine how it must feel to be in plate armour fighting away for us in front of your eyes. And it looks as if Somerset's gamble has failed. Richard of Gloucester is holding his men steady magnificently. They're not breaking Somerset's men, but the result is an exhausting deadlock.
Retreating, withdrawing in good order. They're not running away, they are being allowed to take themselves out of the fray and to regroup. This probably wouldn't have happened in the day.
Retreating there.
I will be the first.
See to your right there, Richard of Gloucester and some of his men just coming around the side. Maybe on working Clarence, we don't know. And that block now moving forward.
The battle's already become rather a mess. Somerset's wing is retiring worn out and heat struck, right back, abandoning the rest of their army still to be stuck into the Yorkists. Richard of Gloucester forming up his men, as Pat said, to keep an eye on Somerset. And I can see the Earl of Devon's division is disengaging now, just as Somerset's did. And even the impetuous Prince of Wales' Central Division is starting to be forced back in the centre. The Lancastrian attempt to break the Yorkists straight off has failed.